Well, I think the biggest thing we focus on, and I use it a lot with the girls, is you have to live where your feet are. That, you know what, today's Wednesday, everything we do today is important. Let's not think about Thursday, let's not think about Friday, let's do what we have to do now. And I think that makes the season go by a little bit smoother for the kids. The other thing that we really work hard on is trying to understand how they feel physically and mentally, and if there are days that we need to take practice off because they're not feeling good or they got a lot of tests, we'll take time off. We might shorten practice a little bit. I mean, it's a long year, and I think we learned from 2 years ago, like we lost in the tournament down at Stony Brook, and asked the girls about how they felt, and they said they were tired. So our whole goal going into last year was, even through our strength and conditioning and everything, is what do we have to do so that when we get to the tournament, we're not going to be tired. And that's, includes what we do in the weight room. It includes how much rest they get. It includes how they eat and everything. So our biggest focus was on that, and not so much what are we doing every day in practice. We won the conference, obviously, and we went to a regional, and after the regional games, the kids were like, Coach, we can win a game here. So instantly they're thinking about more for next year, but it's getting them to not get too far ahead of themselves. I mean, one of the crazy things we do is we have this thing called a 168 plan, where there's 168 hours in a week. Sunday night by midnight, they have to send an Excel sheet into our assistant coach, Jordan, and every hour of every day they have to list what they're doing. And it's more of to get them organized so that they can focus on what needs to get done on that day and not let them panic about what's going down the road. So we can't think about winning a regional, we can't think about winning America East. We know that's where we want to go, but we can't think about that now. We have to think about doing the very best we can today, at this practice, at this moment, and everything else will just take care of itself. If we're doing good things every day, then we just add all those days together of all those good things, and then at the end of the year, it should be good enough to win. And I think the biggest moment for me last year too was when we were getting ready to play Albany. The kids walked from the bus down to the field, and they walked as a group, and I looked at them at that point and I said, man, that team's going to win. I mean, you could just see they had confidence in them, but it was, if you talk to them, they would say it just came from doing the same thing every day and being confident and being prepared and confident that they could win.
We don't mention the past very often, and we try and stay focused on our process and definitely live in the moment and just see how much further we can go. Just to persevere and overcome everything. It was a great experience, and knowing that I could push through bad times and get to where I was.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of our strengths. I think we have 4 pitchers that can go out and work for us. I mean, Erin kind of got here, I don't want to say by accident, but she had gone to to Stetson, and got hurt, and we had known her from before, and obviously her sister had come, so it's great to have her. But in her case, like down in Florida last year, she wasn't very good. She had to overcome a lot, and again, to see her go from where she was in Florida to this year was huge. And then, Molly came in as a girl that we had high expectations for. That's a different pitcher than Erin. Throws the ball hard, competes a little bit. Annie Kennedy is a little different than both of them. She moves the ball in and out and curves it and screws it and has a nice changeup, so she's a nice complement. And then Nikki Meisner from Florida, who maybe hasn't pitched as much as the other one, still gives us another option if we need it. And I think we're a little different than some of the other teams in the fact that we like to keep 4 pitchers instead of maybe just using 1 or 2, because we think at any given time, we might need a different pitcher or whatever, and not to rely on just one. It gives us more options.